Hi guys, my name is Victoria Ying and I am the artist for DC's Diana, Princess of the Amazons. Today I'm going to show you guys some of my process and how I start with just a stick figure and turn it into a character. Alright, so let's get started. Whenever I talk to students, a lot of people are always telling me about how oh, I can only draw stick figures. And that kind of feels like a way for them to say like, oh, I can't do anything else. But actually stick figures are an essential part of knowing how to draw, especially in comics. So I'm going to show you guys a process that we use that is usually called thumbnail, pencil, and ink. So if you guys want to follow along, what you're going to need is either crayons or colored pencils or markers. You just need 3 different colors, and those colors have to be a light color. So I'm picking this light blue as my light color, a medium color, and I'm going to pick like a red for the medium color, and a dark color. And the dark, I'm going to use black. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys basically how we do characters in comics. I'm going to be doing Diana because, you know, Wonder Woman and Diana are characters who are close to my heart, and they're characters that I hope that you also enjoy reading about. So first of all, I'm going to take my light color, and if you guys you're following along, you have your light colored pencil, you're going to take your light color, and then you're just going to draw a stick figure, right? So first you're going to start with a head, and it doesn't have to be perfect. People are always like, I can't draw a circle. None of us can. Like, look at how messy this circle is. Drawing a circle is not the mark of an artist. Like, there's so much more to it than that. And drawing just a messy circle is fine. So kind of draw your circle wherever you want it on the page. And then we're going to draw Wonder Woman. So she's going to be kind of in a Wonder Woman pose. I'm going to have her with one of her arms up, and then one of her arms on her hips. So when people usually draw stick figures, they draw them with like this straight line body. And what I want you guys to do instead of that is to actually draw her body as like more of a box. That really helps because although like the line for the stick figure is useful, a box is not that much harder, and it actually helps a lot more when we move on to the next stage. So this is going to be her basic pose. She's going to have strong Wonder Woman legs spread out pose. And then, yeah, that's pretty much how we're going to start, right? I think everyone can do this. It's always something that people get really intimidated by, drawing, but you just got to know that drawing is just a step-by-step thing. And if you guys want to know what program I'm using Procreate on the iPad. You don't need these types of programs in order to be an artist. When I was growing up, all I had was also like markers and crayons and pencils, and that's how I learned. And that's really the most efficient way. I'm showing you this just because it's easier to see on the screen. So we have our stick figure, and now I'm going to kind of flesh her out a little bit more. And I'm going to take my medium color, which is that red, and I'm going to draw her head and face. So I'm keeping basically a circle shape, but I'm giving her a little bit more of a chin. It's a little bit more pointed. And I'm going to draw a line across the middle of it and a line down the center of it. And the reason we do that is because it actually helps us to make sure that the eyes and the nose, everything is feeling symmetrical. Everything's sitting on the right lines. People are left to right symmetrical, so it's a really good way to make sure that when we're drawing a face, the features don't move around. It's a guideline, same as like the stick figure, right? From there, I like to draw her ears. And then we're going to start giving her thickness all the way around, right? Like if you look at a real person, we're not made out of sticks. We actually have volume. So we're going to actually add a little bit of that. So her neck, we're going to give it some thickness. Her body, because we drew it as a box, already has some thickness, so we don't need to worry too much about that. But things like her arms, you're going to need thickness. As you can see, when I did my stick figure, I just left her hands as boxes, right? Like that's fine. And then when we get to this stage, you can kind of break those boxes out a little bit more. And how I like to think about hands is that they're 2 boxes. One is for your palm, and then your thumb sticks out of it. And then the top part is for your fingers. And then from there, I just take those 2 boxes, and then I split the top one into fingers. Right? So you always build on really basic shapes. So what I'm doing here is, this is the bottom box for a palm, And her finger's going to be curled up. So that's going to be that. And now with her body, like we drew this kind of box that was shaped like a dress shape. But, you know, if we look at a real person, they have, it's a little bit wider on the top. And don't feel like you can't like draw through or like draw to the other side of these shapes. It's actually really helpful just so you can kind of make sure that you're seeing everything coming through. And the reason why that's helpful is just because these are, you know, obviously they're not just flat objects. We're trying to create the illusion of it having volume and form. So we're drawing that. And then her hand is going to be in a fist. And fists are nice and easy because they are basically boxes. We draw her legs. And you always want to draw what's underneath the clothes because the way that people are and the way that our clothes fit on top of us, the body underneath is very important to how that looks. And the shoes are, not the shoes, the feet are basically just boxes too. At this stage, I also like to kind of think about the face. Like, what is the expression she's going to have? And have her be happy. With her happy face, like that's just a very, very simple gesture, right? And we all started that with just a stick figure. So now let's move on to the next stage. We have the basic form, we have all this, the underneath stuff, and now let's do the on top stuff. So this is the fun part. This is where you get to add in all your details and do all of like the fun part. So obviously the face and the head are kind of the most exciting things to work on. So I do like to start there. I'll start with the face. So I usually start with like, you know, I'll just use those simple dot eyes. And then I draw a line on the top. And now she has top eyelids. And then I also draw a line on the bottom. And now she kind of has like eyeballs, right? She's got like the full eye there. And then from here, eyebrows are a really important way to how you express a character, right? So if you draw them pointed down, she could be determined, right? If you draw them kind of worried, she could be nervous. And that's a really great way for you to use your character and show all the different ways that you can actually, perform with your characters, tell stories. So because she's a Wonder Woman and I want her to be doing, you know, her Diana Wonder Woman pose, I'm going to give her a determined face. Her nose is kind of just a little small line. And then I'm just going to trace out her mouth. And then we're going to get to do her hair. And if you're doing Wonder Woman, she has a very distinctive sweep in her hair, at least the one that I've designed. She has her headband, which is reminiscent of her tiara. And then from her headband, she has a sweep that comes almost like an S curve, like this. So now we just kind of want to finish tracing out the stuff that we established earlier in our medium color. And now we get to add her costume. She has like a toga. She's got like a simple little island toga. And then she has a little rope belt. And then she's Wonder Woman, so she still has her gauntlets. It's a really important part of Wonder Woman. And then for our version of Wonder Woman and Diana, she's wearing a pleated skirt that's supposed to be very reminiscent of the Romans, but also of her Amazon heritage. And she's got 3 pleats in it. So 1 in the front, 2 on the sides. And I'm just tracing out the outside of the form lines that we drew in the medium color. And then now we have to do her shoes. And, you know, feet, like hands, can be really complicated, but I'm trying to keep them pretty simple. So for her shoes, she has Greek sandals. So I just kind of draw a second box underneath. And then she has a strap on the top, and then a crisscross strap, and then a strap on the ankle, another strap in the middle, or like right below her knees, and another crisscross strap. And as you can see, like the feet have stayed pretty much the same. They're still just boxes. But how I make them look like feet is I just split them. So I take that box and I just like 1 toe, big toe, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now she has toes, right? Pretty simple. So as you can see, like just knowing a very basic structure for a stick figure, you can actually get pretty far and draw a character just like Wonder Woman or anyone else that you want to. I hope you guys had fun following along. And, you know, do your own experiments. Start your stick figures with different poses. That's a really great way for you to start practicing acting and characters and all that kind of stuff. All right, guys, I hope you had fun, and I'll talk to you soon.